Good evening, traders. This is Tuesday. Actually, it's Monday night. Tomorrow will be Tuesday, the 21st of September. This thing really took a beating this morning, and it did a pretty good job of smashing it all afternoon. And then you got some really late buying. It probably caught a lot of people by surprise. That was a vicious rally coming off those lows. I mean, profit taking you can always expect. That was a pretty significant bounce. Obviously, it was way a little overdone. Um, Market could be due for a little bit of a rally after 5 days of sell off. We're just going to have to see how much they want to retrace and whether or not we're going to repeat the downside objective. All bets remain that way. The momentum has changed. You are now sort of in a this is kind of you're no longer in this bull trend. It's kind of a neutral bullish scenario right now. That I would think that if we can't hold the 100, that it could change things dramatically and can make its way back to the 200 MA. We're just gonna have to see how this all plays out. I would lean to see how well we hold that level tomorrow. That's coming in around 24. I believe that's one of the key levels. Let's take a real quick look at what happened this morning. Um, you got the Dow ran them up early to up to about 34,000 and change, and then they smashed it. They broke a good almost 500 points off of that high, and it proceeded to rally about 300 in the last 10 minutes. You can see overnight we're right back to those early morning highs from today. Um, and you can see, I want you to take a look at this chart because it was pretty interesting. This morning, right here, this high you see right here in the Nasdaq is the 50-day moving average, and look at how it came right to price, and it failed and rolled over hard for the rest of the session. So these are things you like to pay attention to if you're trading these markets. Always paying attention to those moving averages. Um, we're just going to see how this plays out tomorrow. They might jump on this a little bit. Let's take a look. Um, right here is your daily pivot. It's coming in at around 37. 24 is your 100 MA. So we're just going to have to see. Right now, the markets are up overnight, fairly strong. Let's see. I look for the possibility for this to kind of kick back some of this, come back down to lease settlement, and then we're going to see how this plays out tomorrow. We'll just have to see. If they give you a gap higher, look for the opportunity to get short. If there's any weakness at these resistance levels, R1 is all the way up around 43.81. I believe we got a fairly big gap. It stems from this high of 46, 43. I'm just going to call it 71. And I think it comes all the way up to about 44.02 or maybe higher. 44, somewhere up around 44.20, I think, might have been settlement on Friday. Actually, let's take a look at that. I'm really curious because yeah, right there. This is settlement right here, and on Friday. So here to here, you got 50 handles a gap. I don't know if they're going to fill it, but I've seen crazier things happen. So pay attention to that, and that's your lid. The 58-day moving average is the lid. On any further advancement to the upside, I would look for failures. But let's just see how this plays out. They took a big hit, you know, and we're just going to have to see if we're going to even get a significant correction to follow through. So pay attention, look for weakness at the upper extremes, and take advantage of it. You have some golden opportunities here. Volatility's high. There should be some pretty good movement. I mean, today was a pretty much a trend down. I picked my spots to get long. I always try to fade these breaks, thinking that we'll get a significant bounce, and they didn't give much. They stopped a couple of times, but way down well after the fact, and it was just pretty much take every lower pivot high that it gave you, and it just play the short side. It was just a downtrend day. There's not much you can do. So we'll see if we get some good movement in. We'll see how this plays out overnight. They're holding it up right now. So let's just see how Europe plays this, and we'll take this from 8:30 tomorrow. Um, let's take a look quickly at these other markets, see where we're at. You can see we're all in this little dark danger zone right here. We're sitting between all these significant MAs now, and these are significant to what the big boys are thinking, and whether or not we're just going to have to see how well they play out. So hope you guys traded well today. I hope the analysis, as brief as it was helpful. I came on last night. We were at 4380, and they proceeded to just fall apart. After, let's see, it came on at 2 o'clock and didn't do much. Didn't get higher than 4390, and they proceeded to just pound it. So, and here you can see the really late afternoon markup. So, I expected some profit taken. I did take a long down here. Didn't think I was going to get as much out of it as I did, but it was an amazing, amazing move that just really took off and kept going. So, let me see if I can show it to you here. Let me get rid of this chart, get this out of here, and let's just take a look right there. Um, yeah, you can see where this thing really, after they made that low at about, I think at 42.95, I think you got about 30 handles of straight up profit taken pretty much. Like, look at this move right here. It was vicious. 42.95. It literally went straight to 35 handles in by about 15 minutes. Now I take it back about 10 minutes or so, and then they just continue to jump on it and jump on it. It got all the way up to 50, and that was a big number I was looking for yesterday. So we'll see how this plays out tomorrow. I'll check in with you guys later, and some of our strategies on the 20th of September. Feel free to leave a comment and your observations, any opinions or thoughts. I'll be glad to reach out and talk to you about it. Have a great night. Take care.